This is part 2 on tips on how to generate power in Gong Li Quan. Earlier we talked about dissecting an individual technique. This time we'll talk about connection. Coordination and timing of the movements. So let's go from the double block and punch. So for this technique, we're shifting from Deng Sen Bu, or mountain climbing stance, to Silio Bu, or 4-6 stance, and then back to Deng Sen Bu. So you want to try to feel the ground as you're pushing off from one foot to the other. And you want to feel that connection up to the leg, the torso, and out the arm. Oftentimes we'll finish the legs and then add the hands, in which case we lose that power from the lower body, so it's only upper body power. Another thing to look out for is coming up in the stance. So if we stay low here, and then we go up, then some of the power is lost. Symmetry power. So if we look at individual punches, as one hand extends, the other one comes back. So let's look at this section in Gong Li Quan. We have block, hook, strike, chamber, block punch, seal, and punch. So you'll see as one hand is going back, the other one is going forward. And also you'll notice I'm shifting in my stance. So earlier we had the shift from Silio Bu into Deng Sen Bu for double punch here. This time I'm shifting from Deng Sen Bu into Silio Bu for the punch. So if you watch again, I'm punching here, seal, and punch. So those are a couple ways you can get symmetry power, both from the hands and from the legs. Sense of enemy. So when you become more familiar with the techniques, try to add some intention behind them. So for example, you become more aware of which body parts are exposed, so you want to be able to block and neutralize and then strike back. Be aware of your targets. For example, if you're striking for the head, make sure you're striking it against somebody about your size and not a giant or a small child. Lastly, be aware of where your eyes are. So in the beginning, we might look down as we're thinking about what the next movement is, but eventually you want to be looking at where you're going to strike. So for example, for the beginning part, I'm looking forward. Now I turn, look, block, strike, turn, block, strike, turn, block, strike. So a lot of times if we look too soon, we end up not finishing the movement and we lose a little bit of power along the way. So today we talked about coordination and timing of the movements, symmetry power, and sense of enemy. Next time we'll have a few more tips. Thank you for watching.